Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, The History Carnival with Akshaj. As all of us know, Adolf Hitler is one of the most notorious men in history. He started World War II, the most destructive war of history, and he killed many people. But how did he gain a foothold in Germany? Let's understand in today's video. Adolf Hitler was born in 1889 in Austria. At 18, he moved to Vienna to pursue art at the Vienna Academy of Art. However, he was rejected. During that time, Germans believed that they were superior to other people. Also, anti Semitism or hatred of Jews existed in Europe. Hitler used to see himself as German and not Austrian. When World War I started, Hitler joined the German army. In our previous video, we saw that after the First World War, Germany was defeated badly and it had to sign the Treaty of Versailles, which was very embarrassing and humiliating for Germany. Hitler blamed the Jewish leaders of the German government who agreed to the treaty. He then joined the German Workers' Party and gained a reputation for his good oratory skills. Soon, he became an important leader of the party. He renamed it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, also known as the Nazi Party. Adding National Socialist to the name gave it more weightage for the German cause. It had its paramilitary wing called Sturmabteilung or SA, which means stormtroopers in German, to carry out armed oppression of their opponents. Hitler tried to take over Germany by going into one of Munich's biggest beer halls, where a political rally was happening. There, Hitler shot his pistol and declared that a national revolution had begun. However, his attempted coup d'etat failed and he was arrested. Hitler was sent to Landsberg prison, where he wrote his autobiography called Mein Kampf, which means My Struggle in German. Hitler was tried for treason, but used it as a platform to project himself as the savior of Germany and blamed political leaders for the downfall of the country. It created sympathy waves for him. After Hitler was released in December 1924, he realized that he couldn't overthrow the government directly, and hence he opted for elections. To make a powerful impact, he used makeovers and elaborative gestures, gave powerful speeches, and posed for photos dramatically. He had multiple rallies throughout Germany to connect with people. He used technology to his advantage, like airplanes for campaigning for the first time, and used voice amplifiers to sound more effective. All of this made him very popular among the people. As a result, the Nazis won some seats in the elections. In 1929, when the Great Depression started, Germany was impacted a lot. So, the Nazis took advantage of it and projected Hitler as Germany's only hope. In 1930, the Nazis won many seats in the elections, but still, they couldn't form a government. At that time, the Nazis and communists were on the verge of civil war, and it was believed that only Hitler can control. The president tried to make a coalition government with the Nazis. They agreed on the condition that Hitler would be made the chancellor. The president agreed, hoping that while the Nazis are in minority, Hitler alone won't be able to make any difference. Finally, in 1933, Hitler became Germany's chancellor, and the moment was celebrated throughout Germany. To remain in power, he started attacking and overthrowing opposition socialist parties. In February 1933, when there was a major fire in the German parliament known as the Reichstag, Hitler blamed the communists for it and created social unrest against communists everywhere. Taking opportunity of the fire, he then asked the president to suspend civil liberties to prevent civil wars. In March 1933, the Enabling Act was passed, allowing Hitler to create and enforce laws without the consent of the parliament. This marks the beginning of his dictatorship. The same year, Hitler started spreading anti Jewish propaganda and urged people to boycott Jewish businesses. In 1934, when the president died, Hitler became head of state. The era of his dictatorship had begun, which was known as the Third Reich, which means Third Great Empire. The Nazis controlled everything to advance socially and professionally. They fixed Germany's economic state through technological and industrial advancements and pulled Germany out of the Great Depression. This made them extremely popular in Germany, and Hitler was seen as the savior of Germany. They took over youth clubs and influenced the youth and formed the Hitler Youth, in which kids were trained to fight for the Nazis.
A subject known as racial science was also taught to children, in which they were taught that Aryans were the master race and that some races were subhuman. Also, people with disabilities were to be eliminated from the human bloodline. In 1939, Hitler started the T4 killing program to kill people with disabilities. In 1936, Hermann Göring, one of the most powerful figures in the Nazi Party, introduced the 4-year plan to prepare Germany for war. Hitler allied with Benito Mussolini, the dictator of Italy. In 1938, Hitler annexed Austria, where he was welcomed by the Austrian public, as Hitler belonged to Austria. In the same year, he occupied Czechoslovakia and then he targeted Poland. Britain and France said that if Poland were attacked, then they would declare war on Germany. On 1st September 1939, Germany invaded Poland and started persecuting the people, especially Jews. Britain and France declared war against Germany, but then Hitler attacked the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. Thus, World War II had begun. Hitler then imposed his racial policies in his occupied territories, especially in Eastern Europe. The Nazis attacked Jewish shops, destroyed synagogues, and beat Jews up. Their properties were confiscated and they were forced to leave Germany. Mass executions were organized everywhere, for which they had Einsatzgruppen, which were special killing units to murder Jews. 1.5 million people were killed in this way. Hitler gave verbal orders rather than written so that it could not be documented. In 1942, the final solution plan was devised at the Wannsee Conference by Reinhard Heydrich, the second in command to Heinrich Himmler. As per the final solution plan, Jews from all over Europe were to be eliminated. For this, they were captured and transported to concentration camps with no basic amenities like ventilation, sewage systems, medicines, etc. There, the Jews were engaged in forced labor and crammed into barracks under inhuman conditions. To ensure fast execution, poisonous gas chambers were designed specifically where they were killed in huge numbers together. Nowhere in history such systematic infrastructure was established for mass killings. The atrocities against Jews by Hitler are known as the Holocaust, which translates to a burnt sacrifice offered to God. It wiped out 6 million Jews from the face of the earth.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found the video to be interesting and informative. To know more about the rise of Hitler or topics related to it, you can watch the Netflix series Hitler and the Nazis Evil on Trial or visit BBC History Extra. You can even read The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, a German Jewish girl who lived in Netherlands during the Second World War. Were the rest of the Jews saved? Did Hitler stop? Did the other countries watch silently? And how did Hitler fall? We will cover all of this in the next video on the Second World War. Till then, bye bye.